Hello, it's Jayska from a Diamond and Sticks YouTube channel, and I'm going to do a short video. I'm just going to show y'all what the weather's like now. It's starting to get a little bit more cooler out here, and some of the clouds, even though the clouds were gorgeous today, and look the way clouds are supposed to look, the sky's starting to turn gray, starting to get a little bit more rain clouds and stuff in the sky. And I'm going to go here and look at the thermometer, see what the temperature is, because it is getting cooler again. Looks like it's a little bit up or below 60. So, I mean, it still feels nice out here, but you can tell it's cooled off some, and the wind's starting to pick back up. And I'm taking a bag of trash out to the trash bin. So, I'm in my nightgown, just shoes and a nightgown. And that was one of my neighbors. He was waving. I couldn't wave at him though. My hands was full. I got the phone in one hand and the bag of trash in the other. He's a good neighbor. He lives over there in his mommy's old house. I was good friends with his mommy whenever I was growing up and stuff. She passed away back in 2015 from cancer. She lived, I don't remember exactly how long she lived, but I know she lived into old age. I just don't remember for sure what her age was or nothing, or how long she lived. But she lived for a long time. I think she was in her 80s, but I could be wrong. But that was her little old house there, and so she gave it to her son. And he's actually a twin. He's got a sister, so she had a set of twins. She had 4 children. She had 2 boys, and then she had 2 girls. So, but her oldest son, he passed away before she did. He used to live in this little trailer here, and then he passed it on to his daughter, and then she moved out of it and moved away from here. And then no one's living in it now, and they won't rent it out or nothing like that. They actually do that out of respect for me, because they don't want me to have to deal with bad neighbors and stuff. So I appreciate it, and they do that out of respect for me. And then so the only 2 of them that's alive is him and his twin sister. But that's where their family came from and stuff, and lived and stuff. They're really good neighbors and really nice people. And his sister, she's still alive. His other sister, the oldest, I think she was actually the oldest one of them, from what I remember. When she used to tell me, his mommy used to tell me stories about them and stuff. I think she had her, it was her first baby, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong though, but I'm pretty sure she had her in the bed. She didn't even know she was going to go into giving birth, and she started having like stomach pains, like she was about to use the bathroom. And she had her in the bed at their house. Not that house, I don't think, but it was a different place that they used to live at. And then I think the next one was her son, and then she had him, and then she had the set of twins and stuff. My neighbor there, the one that lives in that little house right there, his sister's married, and she actually is a ex-school teacher, and she's retired now. But anyways, the one that lives in that little brown house there, he's into art. He does other jobs too, but he does really, really good artwork. It's different categories and different styles of art. He's really, really talented when it comes to art and stuff. And he sells his art and different things too. But a lot of locals used to back then when I was growing up. Everybody knew his mommy, because his mommy would sit out on her little porch, that little side porch, I guess you could call it, right there. she would sit on that little side porch anytime the weather was nice, and she'd sit out there and talk to anybody and everybody. And she was just always so nice about talking to people and stuff and hanging out with people and stuff. She would sit out there, and she loved Kentucky because, you know, we live in Kentucky. And she loved Kentucky basketball. A lot of times she would wear UK or Kentucky basketball sweatshirts and stuff and sit out there on that little porch right there, that little side porch. And she'd have all kinds of cookouts and just dinners and stuff like that. A lot of times she would decorate a little table and stuff. And she was just always real crafty and stuff like that. She always made the best of what she had. She never did have a whole lot of money that I knew of or anything, but she always just made a do or the best with what she had to work with, you know. She was real good about that. And she also almost raised her grandchildren off of her son's children that used to live in this little trailer here. Actually, growing up, her granddaughter that used to live in this little trailer, she used to be my best friend growing up because we're the same exact age, and we always had this, we went to the same school, and growing up when we was real young, you know, we both took different paths in life, but I still think a lot of her, and she still is alive and stuff. But anyway, she don't live around here no more, and we just took different paths in life. We're not the same. It doesn't mean that I don't care for her, because I do. But anyways, we used to ride our bikes on this little road right here. And actually, back in my time period, before the world is getting as bad as it's getting, and it keeps on getting worse, we used to ride our bikes on that road right there all the way up to, I've showed you in a different video before, up to the churchyard, to the church house. And there used to be a little old country store up in that holler there, up in that holler called Blair Branch. And we used to ride our bikes or walk on foot up to that little, in that holler, to that little country store. It used to be called Arizona's. And so the owners' names were Arizona's and Evagines. But anyways, we used to go up to that little country store, and we'd like save our little snack money from school or allowance money or whatever, or we'd just get change, and we'd go up there and we'd buy like snacks and stuff and have like a little picnic. There's a little concrete slab that you sit on at that country store. It's not in operation no more though or nothing. It hasn't been in years. But we would sit on those little concrete slabs to the steps there as you're going up that store. And we'd get snacks and stuff and sit and eat. Or sometimes we'd even go hiking, like on day trips up in the woods, the mountains behind our house and stuff right through there. We'd climb them mountains, and we'd go on like little picnics or day trips up in the woods just to play and hang out or whatever. We used to just like sitting on trees and talking and hanging out, or just getting our hands and stuff in the dirt and looking at different flowers or whatever it was, you know, when we was young, and building things with our hands, like little forts or whatever, growing up in the mountains and stuff. But a lot of times we would go just in the creek too, across the bottom over there. We would go in the creek and stuff, just wading in the creek, just to get wet and get cooled off in the summertime or whatever. Or sometimes to look for like those itty bitty, like you do find like every now and then, not much, but you used to find like little bitty like seashells or shells or whatever over there in the creek or whatever. Or like tadpoles, we'd look for tadpoles or little minnows and stuff like that, or just to go wading in the creek. But look at those clouds, how gorgeous they are. That's the way clouds are normally supposed to look. So you can tell there is a plane. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if I can scroll in it either. how close on it so y'all can see it. Let me see if I can do it. That's about as close as I can get, I believe. But that's a plane flying way up there above my head. And that's the way clouds are supposed to look. Now, since I've lived here as an adult, what I've realized, and also my neighbor and stuff that used to live over there, my neighbor's mommy, when she used to live over there, she always told me that she would know when a big storm was coming, getting ready to come around here, because of that side of her porch there. When she looked at the mountain side of that side of her porch there and looked at that side of the hills, and if the clouds started getting gray, which they are right now, they're starting a little bit anyways, not nothing major, but you can tell it a little bit. And once it gets over about halfway to that side of her porch, her side porch, she said that you knew to get inside, that they was getting ready to come a rainstorm. That's how she could always tell it. And so that's kind of what I go by too, which there is gray clouds and stuff right here too, and above right through there. But it's mostly blue and white skies, clear skies, all around everywhere else. But that's how she would always say that you knew it was going to come a big old rainstorm, is when it got to that halfway point of what used to be her little co-house right there, straight across from it on the hillside, up that mountain and stuff. When you seen the gray clouds up above there, and if they was real dark, you knew it was going to come a big old rainstorm. But they don't look that bad right now, and it's kind of been teasing this off and on all day with the rain clouds, and also the blue and white skies mix, the sunny skies. It's supposedly been sunny off and on all day, but the wind has been blowing and stuff pretty hard at times, off and on all day today. But it's just kind of giving us spring tease, I guess. But it's getting cooler now from the way it used to feel earlier today. It used to feel warmer and stuff than what it is now. Let's walk out here and see if I transplanted that rose bush right there last this past fall, from the front of my house, and that little tree, that rose of Sharon tree, to the backyard here, where I just got, there's weeds in here. It's not really like a flower bed, but I call it a flower bed. But there's all kinds of flowers in there too, different types and stuff. And I just kind of let them take over or whatever. But I don't see any. I don't know. I think those crocus flowers that I had, the first ones that's supposed to bloom out after the snow, the first signs of spring, I think they must have died, because last year I transplanted them from over here. They was on this edge right here of the pond, right straight across from me, up this next to this stump. And I don't see them now. I mean, this might be some of them, but I don't think it is. I mostly got most of them and moved them over here and transplanted them last year. Actually, I done that last spring, 2024. But I think I transplanted them right in through here somewhere, and I don't see them, unless this could be them. But I don't think it's them. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I know I looked it up on Google the other day to see whenever Easter's going to be this year, because usually around whatever time Easter is whenever you'll start seeing like the daffodils and tulips and all that starting to come out. And I don't have a lot of tulips. I don't know what it is. See, used to years ago, whenever I first moved over here in this house and stuff, I used to have a huge flower bed about to that middle post in this little section here, but I transplanted everything over the years to the other spot, and a lot of stuff didn't make it. And then I even had at one point like an archway right through here next to that rose of Sharon bush, and I had made like a concrete path and stuff, but that's all that's left of it that you can see. It's already been eroded or whatever. Can't see it no more in the ground where it used to be. And at one point in time, I used to have that little fairy garden thing. I changed that, I don't know, about 3 or 4 years ago maybe, into a fairy garden. But I used to have all kinds of different flowers and stuff planted inside that too. And then I used to have flowers planted all around my, like the trim part, the block part of my house, in the front, back, and sides. But over the years, I've moved things around, transplanted stuff, or just gotten rid of stuff because I don't enjoy living here. This is not where I want to live for the rest of my life. So, and it's not where I want my daughters to be either for the rest of their lives. But it is what it is right now. And so, a lot of things got destroyed and stuff over the years. And at one point in time, I used to have, I don't know if y'all know what hostas are, but they're just basically like a green and white looking plant bush like thing that's low to the ground and grows really good in the shade. And I used to have hostas planted on both sides of this ditch line, on both sides of it, up and down here. But over the years, I've transplanted them, gave them to people, separated them out, and transplanted them, moved them. And so a lot of things didn't make it when I moved it. The clouds are getting really dark over through there, but I don't think it'll rain or nothing right now. And they're really pretty on the other side of it. They are starting to get a little bit more darker right in through there, but not much. I don't think if we do have a rainstorm, it'll be much of nothing. It usually isn't whenever the skies are blue like that and white. Such puffy clouds. I think I hear a train off in the distance. Might be time for a train. I guess it is. I don't know what time it is. I guess it's probably about time for that maybe 4 o'clock train or something. That's what I'm thinking, going by, getting ready to go by. We'll walk out here to the front yard and see if we can't see anything. But I hear its whistle blowing off in the distance, and it'll blow it right there too, at that sign right in front of my house whenever it comes by. See, I used to have flowers planted all around here too in the front, but I've moved them and got rid of them because my septic tank's so bad. And I've had it pumped. I've had new ones put in. Here's a piece of trash that's flew over because of the wind, I guess. I'll put it back out here. But I've had new septic tanks put in, and I don't know what the deal is, why it can't get fixed around here. And it's so frustrating, and now I can't afford it, and I'm not signing no more contracts with nobody to get it fixed. So that's just another thing where it is what it is. And so here's another piece of trash here. It's flew over because of the wind. Well, I thought I heard a train. Maybe I didn't. I can't tell exactly what direction it's coming from. Kind of sounds like it's coming from that direction. I guess that would be east. And this is probably, I don't know, I think that's probably south is what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know really. I wouldn't make it because I couldn't tell the difference between the directions or nothing like that if I had to be my own compass. But I don't know, that might be wrong because I know like when we go that direction, that's how you get out of here and you go towards like Virginia, the state of Virginia, and that would be more south. But I think like on local maps and stuff, that direction's considered east, like towards Jenkins and Pikeville. That's considered east. So I'm not really sure on the direction things, which way is what. And this right here, I think that means whistle. but it might mean west. I'm not really sure. I just know that's where the train blows its whistle at, like for the longest time. If you got one of those signs up in front of you like I do, that's whenever it'll like lay on it for a second or so, blowing it. And walk up the railroad tracks here and see if we can't see anything. I'm not gonna walk all the way up in case if the train does come, I don't want to slip and fall or get stuck near it. But I don't see it, so it must be a couple minutes away or so. I'm not feeling like vibration or anything like that either. I just hear it. I'm sure y'all probably heard it too and stuff. The skies do look gorgeous, gorgeous today. Even the gray skies mixed in with the blue like that. I think it's gorgeous looking. And the reason I have all this trash and flooring that I've taken out of my house here is because I don't have a place to burn it at. So usually my parents, they'll come over here and get it eventually and put it on one of their burn piles. And whenever I first moved into this house years ago, I was the one who put up them signs because that's the way I feel. Which realistically, that pond does not belong to me. I know a lot of y'all are always complimenting on that pond and stuff. And like I said in a different video, I've lived here all my life. I lived and grew up in that brick house over there. That belongs to my dad. And my mom lives next door to him in the single wide trailer. They bought that back in, there you can hear the train now, but they bought that back in the year 2021. I'm going to try to talk a little bit louder because it's going to get really loud up in here. I don't know if y'all can see the train over there coming around the curve. I'll go over here to my front porch. It might be just a little train. It don't seem like it's too big from what I can tell. It didn't hold up traffic or nothing up there at the Blair Branch Church. No, I think it's just one little piece. That's all it is right there. I'm out here on my front porch. Let me do the train symbol, see if he'll blow. I don't think it'll blow because they're going backwards. If you put your arm and hand up and down and make a fist like that and go up and down, that means for them to blow the horn. But I don't think he did it. Now he's doing it. He might want to bust my eardrums. But that's all it was one little section there. I guess they're going to go pick up. They're probably, I'm assuming anyways, I bet they're going down that way because they're going to go pick up a load of coal, I bet. Or maybe some empty coal cars. If I'm assuming. And if I'm right, I could be wrong though. Because usually, like, I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but up there, like above these bottoms, at where the church is at, right beside the church, next to the railroad tracks up there, I've showed y'all in a different video of me walking, they'll usually park sometimes like the train cars and stuff up there, just if they're empty, they'll leave them parked before they I guess they switch over train things or something. I'm not really sure. Those clouds are gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous looking today. Even the gray mixed in with the blue. I think they're beautiful. Well, anyways, this is my front porch. I've got all kinds of just green mold and stuff on the steps too. And I just can't afford everything right now. I can't afford to have someone come and pressure wash it. I've slipped before out here on these steps, and I've slipped before out here around my front door and stuff. You can see all the water damage too, where it's pretty much rotting away around that front door and stuff. But I've slipped out here before on that green stuff when it's wet. And then I bought all these, I think there's I don't know how many they are for sure. I think there's 12. We'll count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I was wrong. There's 17 of them. I bought all those last spring and summer, all those planters or whatever, flower pots, and I tried last year just for the front porch here. This front porch is not covered. I wish it was covered. I wish I had a covered porch. It sucks so bad to have, and I'm sorry for using bad language or whatever, but anyways, I realistically use bad language. I try not to, but I do. Realistically, I do, so I'm just being honest. But anyways, I wish that I had a covered porch. It would be so nice to have a covered porch. Neither one of my little porches are covered. And I did get, there's this big old spider web. I don't know if you can see it or not. But I got these porches added on to my house. Well, the front one here and my daughter's side porch. I got these added on to my house with that contract years ago. I did back in like 2016 or something with a group around here that's local called Homes. And I wouldn't recommend that group to no one. That's just my opinion of dealing with them and stuff. I don't think it was worth it because you have to sign like a 10-year contract with them and stuff, and supposedly it's for like lower income families and stuff. But anyways, they didn't do a covered porch, and I wanted this front one to be bigger too, and they wouldn't do it. They have certain things the way they do things with, I guess. But last spring and last summer, I tried my best to this front porch. I got spider web all over me now. But anyways, I tried my best from seed. I just threw the seed packets when it came springtime like it is now, or sunny outside and wasn't snowing and the weather wasn't bad. I just threw seed packets out here in these pots of different things last year, of tomatoes, different varieties of tomatoes, and peppers and onions and summer squash. I had corn in one of these buckets. I had peas in one. I had green beans in one. I had pumpkins in one. I had carrots in one. I had different types of peppers too, just like I did the tomatoes, different varieties. I also had watermelons in one, and I also had different types of lettuce in like 3 different ones of them. But anyways, none of it really, I wasted a whole lot of money. None of it really ended up working. So this year I won't be doing that. I think because I had the pots where they're so small and I had them over filled up, I think is the reason maybe why it didn't work. I'm not really sure. But I had every one of them filled up with vegetables mostly, or kind of like herbs or something out here in the front porch, and it didn't work for me. And I'm not much of a green thumb, but I do like to dabble in it, and I always have liked to dabble in it. And I mean, I'm not like the best green thumb person or whatever you could say, but ever since I was like 17 years old, I don't know if some of y'all would remember it or not, but they used to do these commercials on TV for this appliance called, it was a tiller, a little miniature tiller, and I've always loved miniature things. And like I said, I do like to dabble in planting and gardening and stuff like that. I always used to, growing up, I always used to take care of my mom and dad's plants and stuff out in their yard and stuff like that. So I do have a little bit of a green thumb, but not much. Not as good as I used to be about it and stuff. But anyways, when I was 17 years old, that's what I asked for Christmas that year, was a Mantis gardening tiller. And I got it for Christmas, and I was so happy. But I only used that thing one time. And actually, I'll have to walk you around there, but out there by the barn where I grew up at, and there's a dog lot out there, but it used to be a dog lot anyways at one point in time. I don't really know for sure what he's using it for right now, but it's been several different things. Anyways though, I used to, whenever I was 17 and I got that little mantis tiller, I tilled up a plot right next to that fence line on that dog lot next to that barn, and I put peas out there, and I actually got enough for one good serving, but that's all I got. And then last spring, I don't have that little mantis tiller no more. All I used it was like one time. But after that, I guess because I never did use it, and I don't know what the reason was, but anyways, I didn't ask no questions or nothing. But my uncle, he ended up with it, so, and they use it sometimes to plow in between the garden over there, the garden piles and stuff across the bottom for my dad and my uncle. But my uncle's the one who ended up with that. Anyways, last spring, my dad got gave to him these blueberry bushes, and I really hope that they come out of this and they come back this year. I did get enough last spring or summer or whatever for one serving to make blueberry pancakes, and so they were real pretty too, real big and real pretty. And so anyways, there's another one like right in here. I think it's dead though, the one that was in between there. And there was I think there's like 4 altogether, and then there's like one right here. But I don't know if they're gonna make it or not. And then this one here looks dead, but I don't know for sure. Hopefully it'll come out. That was the biggest one too. Hopefully it makes it and comes out of it. And go back around here. But yeah, I wish that I had the money while I'm living in this house and have to live around here. I wish that, because my dryer tears up so much, I wish that I could afford to buy me some posts and some concrete and some wiring and stuff, and make a big clothesline, an outdoor clothesline, just a simple clothesline, like pretty much, I don't know if you can see it or not, but pretty much just like what my uncle has in between that dog light right there, just an old-fashioned outdoor hanging clothesline. And anyways, I don't go over there to his yard and stuff. Life is life, and people grow apart, and it is what it is. But anyways, even if you're next door neighbors and family to each other, but anyways, I'd like to have a outdoor clothesline, probably from about this bicycle tar, the front bicycle tar here maybe, all the way across somehow or another to about right, probably, if I could even, probably just like to the edge of my house right here on this side. I'd like to have a clothesline. I think that would be nice to have sometime. Here's some, I think I showed y'all the other day, here's some rocks. I don't know if any of y'all paint rocks or not, but there's some rocks that my youngest little girl painted. I painted rocks and stuff, and I do have some rocks over here that I have intentions on painting, but I don't know if I'll get around to painting them or not. I just that desire kind of left me, I guess you could say. I had started painting these rocks right here, and I do prefer like the bigger rocks, the ones that shape kind of flatter and differently, like looking like that. I had started painting them probably last September, and it came a big old rainstorm while I was painting them, and I was out here on this sidewalk to my youngest little girl's bedroom porch, and so that's what the stain is there, the paint stain, because it started raining on me. The same thing happened, but it was several years ago. I had thought I wanted to paint the blocks to this house that orange-red looking color, and it started pouring the rain on me while I was out here trying to do it. So I never did like redo it or paint over it or nothing. And so all I got done was that, and it really needed like 2 or 3 coats for that type of color. But I don't want to paint it that color anyways anymore. And I can't afford to buy the paint right now anyways. And two, before I even did any painting or like that for the outside of the house, I would have to have someone come and pressure wash my house off even before I even decided to paint, to get all that dirt, grime, paint, and mildew, mold, and just the algae looking moss or green stuff off of it before I even decided to paint or do anything with it. I think if I'm still living here or have to live here though, and if I had the money to do it, I think I would go with like a probably black for the blocks, because that's more of a updated color, I guess you could say, or modern color. And then I think I would go for like the trim. See, we never did finish, even since we lived here and when we were younger and had the money, we never did put guttering on this house or finish like the underpinning and stuff to this house. None of that got finished. But I think for the siding and stuff, I would just paint over. It would probably be the cheapest way. And I think I would go with probably like a dark gray color to match my uncle's house, just so it would match. But that wouldn't be like my dream colors or nothing like that. It would just be so it would fit in more and match if I had the money to do it. But obviously right now I don't have the money to do nothing with. But whatever, it is what it is. There's the beautiful clouds. And there's another rose bush I didn't ever get around to. It's overgrown and stuff. Never did get around to transplanting it. I plan on eventually and just moving all the flowers and stuff that's left out there to that back flower garden or whatever you want to call it, and be done with it. Take this piece of trash back out here. I know the wind's blowing stuff all over the place. It's breezy and windy for sure. And the clouds are starting to get a little bit darker right in through there. It just seems like to me what it does is it just circles all the way around these mountains until it gets over here. And it comes back around and it goes back out. And it seems like it goes back out through like the Blair Branch Holler way. But I don't think it'll be anything big, because even like right now, even though there's some gray ones up there, it doesn't seem like they're expanding out too much, I guess you could call it. And it seems like they're kind of even starting to go away. And those clouds right there, to me, they seem like they're actually going more towards that direction. Like in between there or something. But I don't know. Oh, I want to show y'all something too while I'm out here and I'm thinking of it. I think it's still over here. Back whenever I was growing up, like I was telling you about with my neighbor, that was the same age as me, and we was best friends with each other. Me and her would always stand, obviously it was littler at the time, and we were little, but this tree, we used to stand out here underneath this tree and wait on the bus to pull up here to get on the bus. Well, anyways, back then, smiley faces was the thing back in our time period. And I don't know if you can tell it or not, but that used to be like a little smiley face yellow necklace. And I think my friend put it on there, and it's on there still yet, even to this day. And the little green or Christmas lights or whatever, that came from her uncle. He used to live in that single wide trailer too, but now he lives in the old brown house that used to be his mommy's. But anyways, it was actually one day her grandma that used to own this little brown house. She found this out in the yard one day, I think, because she was always so good about, when she was able to, about mowing her yard. And I mean, she kept her yard like cut low and just clean cut and all her flowers and everything. But anyway, she would, one day she found this laying out on the ground, her grandma did. So it was actually her grandma that put this on that fence, and it's been here ever since. That little smiley face necklace used to be bright yellow. You can't tell it now though, but it used to be bright yellow looking. Yeah, but we used to, when we was growing up, happy faces or smiley faces and peace signs and yin yangs and big old flowers and stuff like that was like, and even like cherries. We like cherries too, like when we was real young, preteens or teenagers. That was kind of like the styles and stuff that was going back in my time period and stuff growing up. But I don't know, I can't remember exactly. I just remember her grandma was the one that put it on the fence, but she was the one the necklace came from. And I don't know how it got on the ground for her grandma to pick it up, but that's how it happened. And her grandma's the one that tied it around that fence like that. I guess because maybe when we was getting on the bus or something, it fell off of her, maybe her notebook or something. I'm not really sure. But her grandma was the one that put it on the fence, and it's still there. It's been there ever since. Well, I guess I'll get off of here. I've kept y'all on here way too long. Or long enough anyways. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all who's newly subscribed to me, and I really mean that. It really helps me out, and I appreciate y'all for just trying to help me out. It means a lot, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all who's been watching my videos, trying to help me out too. And I hope you enjoy my content that I put out there for you, and I plan on, no matter what, even if I don't have no subs or subscribers on YouTube or no one who even watches my videos, I'm at this point where the clouds are getting really beautiful all of a sudden again. I hear the wind too. I always hear the wind over in that corner over there from this direction of the house and stuff. But anyways, I plan on, no matter what, with my YouTube channel, of not getting rid of it. I've just decided I'm going to keep it no matter what, even if it remains small or if it gets big, whatever. I'm going to keep it no matter what. Obviously, the goal is to make a living or some type of a living off of my YouTube channel eventually. But that's one of the biggest parts of the YouTube channel, in my opinion. But I still plan on keeping it no matter what. I guess you can say kind of like a diary or whatever in a way, and just so I'll have it or whatever, even if I don't get no views or even if I don't make it on YouTube. I plan on keeping it and not getting rid of it because it's my life, my channel, and my experiences. Clouds are getting really gray looking there, but they're going by. And I plan on keeping my YouTube channel. But I do appreciate each and every one of y'all who like my videos, share my videos, comment on my videos, subscribe to my channel, and share my videos. Even if you comment or thumbs up or thumbs down or say bad things, I don't care. It helps me out. And so I appreciate each and every one of y'all, even for sharing your opinions. Even if your opinions or your views or your beliefs or whatever might be different from mine, it doesn't mean I hate you. Doesn't mean that we can't be internet friends on YouTube. But I just wanted to let all of you know I really do appreciate each and every one of y'all for spending your time, because it is y'all spending your time and watching my videos and just taking the time out of the day to like my videos or comment on my videos or subscribe to my channel. So wanted to let y'all know that. And I've gotten a few new subscribers this past few days and overnight, especially last night. And I know with anything on social media like that, it goes up and down too. Like, some people will sometimes subscribe to your channel and sometimes they'll unsubscribe, just like how it is on Twitch. Sometimes people will follow you and then they'll unfollow you. But those little things are all part of it, you know. That's all part of having something on the social media like that. But I'll get off of here. Just wanted to let y'all know that I do appreciate you. And I do thank you very much. And I'll talk to y'all next time. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.